Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about my Triumph Bonneville, and this is a 2015 Triumph Bonneville. I got it in 2015 January, but it was definitely a 2014 model. It was manufactured in 2014. Now I'm going to be talking about this motorcycle. I've owned it for the last more than 4 years now, and I'm going to be talking about how the performance was, and I will also talk about the modifications that I've done to this motorcycle. This is a fairly modified bike. I have changed a lot of parts, but the engine and all the drivetrain and everything is all stock. There are no changes to it. So let me start first with the most important thing that we talk about in the motorcycles. It's the exhaust, because you know how we are all about exhaust within the motorcycle world, how the exhaust sounds, how does it look, what kind of performance does it give. So now this is an exhaust which is called the Tech exhaust, and it's made by the Tech Industries USA. It's a company that makes that specializes in motorcycle parts. So this Tech exhaust is what, about $400 in US. I paid about $60 or $80 for shipping, so it was about less than $500 to ship only to US, from where someone had to get it for me back to India. They don't ship to India. So this is this exhaust. The best thing about this exhaust is it sounds like the Arrow exhaust that you get for about $1,200. So it's half the price, and it is sounds about the same. If you see the finishing here, it's not that great. It's not the Arrow level of finishing, but from a distance it looks exactly like Arrow, and it is. And it sounds amazing. It sounds throaty, and it's got these baffles that you can take out. If you see the circlip here, this is the circlip here. You take it out with a circlip plier, and you can pull the baffle out, and it becomes really loud. I have never done that because if it's too loud, it's not to my taste. It just becomes too disturbing. Second thing I want to talk about now that we are done with the exhausts, I'm going to talk about these Paoli shock absorbers. Now the Paoli name is something, it'll remind you of the Continental GT, Royal Enfield Continental GT 535. Now these shock absorbers are exactly from that motorcycle. Now the reason for this is that the Triumph the original Triumph shock absorbers are really hard. They're not made for Indian roads, or even if they are much more suited to handling. So they're really hard, and it gives your back a really tough time when you're riding on bad roads, especially in our country. So these are softer, these are taller. So these shock absorbers are taller, and they're pretty much a straight bolt-on fit, except that this rubber bushing inside this has to be removed from the stock one and put in this one. Otherwise they're fairly stock, and they have a lot of travel, and they are adjustable. If you rotate this, they're adjustable. This is the lowest height now, but you can increase the height, and they're much softer than the stock shock absorbers. They look nice. They have that little Öhlins feel because of the can here on top. So they have that Öhlins feel. So these are the two main changes to this bike, towards the mechanical side. Now I'm going to tell you the superficial changes that I have made to this motorcycle. Now the first one here would be this fabricated mudguard. Now the fabricated mudguard is something I got it locally done by the Ochaki Motorcycles here in Pune, and this is a short mudguard. It is not as long as the stock mudguard. It's not as big, and it looks a little more sporty when you have this one. So this was handmade, fabricated for a few thousand rupees, and this light is also a local made light. It's an LED. It's got an LED bulb inside. The number plate is there, and it's got a little mount here that is welded onto it, and it's painted. So it's not too expensive. The only thing is that it's got gaps here. So if you're doing something like this, make sure these gaps are filled or stuck with something. I've put this sheet here so that the dust doesn't go in, because everything pretty much goes inside, and there's the wiring harness there inside, and it's got a lot of the battery, etc., the electricals. So just make sure that everything is covered when you're riding the bike. I don't ride it much in the monsoon, but I've still ridden it and it's been fine. So just be careful when you're fabricating something. Just make sure it covers every damn thing, and the muck doesn't go in the under the seat. Now coming next to the seat, this is a Thruxton kind of a seat. It's original Triumph, and it was 8,500 rupees from the showroom. So this is more like a cafe racer seat compared to the stock one, which is more of a passenger one. It gets really hot, and when in the sun, if you park it, it gets really hot. But it just looks nicer. So I got this one, and apparently you can put a cowl also on it. I don't have that cowl. I am not even planning to do that. So yes, the mudguard and the seat for this different cafe racer kind of a look, and a lighter look basically. It's reduced a lot. So the mudguard and the shock absorbers, they have reduced a lot of kilos from this bike, because the stock exhaust was really heavy. You could just, it's like a dumbbell. It's a single one is like a dumbbell. It is very heavy and it's huge. These S-Tech exhausts are, I think, a third in weight compared to the stock ones. Even this mudguard would reduce a lot of weight, because that is solid metal, the original stock mudguard. Coming now to the front. I hope I'm not missing anything. Okay, coming to the front. Okay, let's start with the mudguard. That's simple. This mudguard is actually not a Triumph mudguard. This is a Continental GT 535 mudguard, and I think it's there in the 650 also. It's the same mudguard. The front two holes here, they fit straight away into the stock holes that are given on the bike, but the rear ones, they have to be they have to just you just have to put a little drill it through the mudguard. It's a little in front compared to the stock holes that are given in the mudguard, but once you paint them, spray paint them, they don't look too bad. So if you're not concentrating on them, you would hardly make out that this is a different mudguard. It's lighter. It makes the front wheel look bigger. Okay, so the stock mudguard was so big that the front wheel used to look smaller. So this looks nicer. It's got a little gap at the back. Of course, it's not as effective in stopping rainwater going into your engine side, but it still looks better. So yeah, aesthetics over functionality again, just like at the back. If you see the front end of this motorcycle, the headlight. So the headlight used to be held by a different clamp. So it was a big clamp, and it used to look a little too simple and too old school, extremely old school. So I've changed this. I've changed it here. I've put smaller clamps. They're not that great in quality. You can see they're losing paint here, but it's been a while. I've put them for more than a year now, and it's been parked outside a lot. So they're not so bad, but I can always paint them again. So these clamps are now they sit lower. They sit lower. The headlight is lower now, and this part, the dials have been pushed down, because I have put a lay flat bracket here. This lay flat bracket was for about $50. It's a Motone bracket. So when your stock dials are like this, the holder is like this, it's on top. So these dials are in front. But I've pushed the headlight down because of these clamps now, and I've put this lay flat bracket. So this is flat with the line of the bike. So this sits flatter. This was about $50 from Motone. It's stock. You can just straight away do it at home. It's a bolt-on thing. Now the ignition was here in stock motorcycle. The ignition was here. I have bought this Motone engine ignition switch relocator. So the relocator puts the ignition key here, like those old school motorcycles. Some motorcycles like the Triumph Bobber have it here somewhere on below the air filter. But yes, this is where I have put it. So this is also not stock. This is also changed, but it is again a Motone bolt-on fitting piece of equipment. So it works really well. The handle now. Can you guess the handle? This is not a stock handlebar. This is a little, this is slightly sporty handlebar. The original handlebar used to be a silver one, and it used to be higher. This curve was, more. It was more curved from here, and it should be higher, so your hands were more relaxed. This is a little more aggressive, more sporty handlebar. And guess which motorcycle is it from? This, it's a 7/8 of an inch handlebar. Okay, so this is a 7/8 of an inch thick handlebar, and it's from the FZ, the Yamaha FZ16. It's a stock handlebar. So it's a stock handlebar, and it costed me about 265 rupees from the Yamaha showroom. And I got these little handlebar weights also. These were 26 rupees. I've removed the other mirror now. I've just put one mirror. It's got that, that's what they used to have in that era. They used to have that one single mirror that time. So it's very, it looks a little cool. Of course, it's not too safe to have just one mirror, but it looks a little cool now. And, like old school 70s. What else? Okay, the indicators now. Coming to indicators. Indicators are these are eBay indicators. They're about $15 for the whole pair of 4. You can put any indicators. People put KTM indicators. These are small indicators. I don't like them too much. They're not that great, but they're okay. They are just a little smaller than the stock ones. And the best thing that what they let me do is they allow me to put a small they allow me to make it smaller here, so people can sit on the rear seat easily. So these are mounts. These are again $2 mounts from eBay. Again, they are Moton made, so they are good quality. They're good in quality, and they just straight away fit here, and they allow your indicator to go on the top of the shock absorber. Someone I think damaged my indicator here, so it's a little bent, but I'm not touching it much. I'm not worrying about it much. It's okay. But yeah, you can put KTM Duke indicators also. They're about 600 rupees. They're also nice. They're good quality. The thing is, when you put LED indicators, they blink a little faster than the stock indicators, stock blinkers. So when so if you see, they burn a little faster. Okay. The motorcycle overall has been totally trouble-free. I have never had any issues. There was one fuse which was gone once when I was coming back from Thosegar Falls, Satara. There was a fuse went off and the bike would not start, but I could push start it and get it back. I replaced the fuse, and it was as good as normal. Other than that, I have done about let's see how much mileage I have done. Okay, I have done. Okay, this is the trip meter. This is the. Yeah, it's done about 34,000 kilometers plus. So I hope to, I plan to ride it more this year. I didn't ride it much in 2018. I just locally I rode it, and to Goa a couple of times, not too much. But 2019 I hope is going to be a big riding year for me. Other than that, just keep changing the oil. This bike is fairly basic. It doesn't have too many electronics. It doesn't have the traction control and all that jazz and those riding modes. No ABS, nothing. It's a simple bike, and there is really very little to go wrong with it if you just keep on doing the regular maintenance and oil changes and brake pads and everything. Keep changing and you just take care of it. Just baby the bike, and it will work really well. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, please put below this video, and I will try and answer your questions as much as possible. I'm going to put another video which is going to I'll get my tripod and I'm going to put the exhaust note of this Tech exhaust, which is really cool. If you see my channel, I have put one of those videos long back. Check that out for now, but after some time I'm going to have that video as well. And let me know. Thanks. Bye.